Okay, all right. What's going on, good people? How we doing? How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy completion to the draft day to everybody. Before we get started, though, let me know if the audio's good. Let me know if the visual is good. Give me a thumbs up and just say that I'm good in the chat. Also, make sure you hit the like button. Let the algorithm know that we in the building, and it will let other Giants fans know that we are in the building. Let me know. I see everybody here already, man. Shout out to everybody. Did you enjoy the draft? That's the first thing I'm going to say, because we got some things to talk about for sure. I'm happy. Overall, I'll let you guys know right away I'm happy. I'm happy with the draft. There's some things I had some question marks about, some things that I didn't like, but I can live with. But you guys let me know in a second how you guys feel. Quick roll call, man. Got to do a quick roll call. Shout out to everybody. Family reunion. New York Giants, late night Giants talk. All right, Steven Arts, what's going on? Says Giants won the draft. Thaddeus Dixon was a top 30 visit, and Michigan kicker is nice. Dixon could make the roster as a UDFA. So just so you guys know, I have not seen the UDFA list yet. I know Thaddeus Dixon was in for 30. I know he was the best available at the end of the draft. Thank you for letting me know, Steven Arts. I have not seen the list yet. I might review that list while we're here. But we got some things to talk about. I've been busy the last hour. Luann said the Knicks win. I'm assuming that's what the smiling is for the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks for winning, fighting back and doing their thing. Don Val, what's going on? How you doing? He said, Luann, how would you rate this draft? I mean, put that in the chat right now. I want to see some grades, man. A's, B's, C's, D's. Let me see what you guys think. No Wise, what's going on? Says good draft I could have done without the trade up for Fields, but in Harbaugh, I trust. We definitely going to talk about that. OKC talking about cut Slayton and Runyon. Depends on what's going on. Stacy, what's going on? Danny, what's going on? 1980 Soul, what's going on? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Deb, what's going on, Deb? Gotta say I love this draft. A lot of people love this draft. I like this draft a lot. Thursday was a shocker for me. In a good way, in a good way. My initial reaction, you guys saw it if you saw the live on Thursday. But yeah, it was a good draft for me. Leo Luca, what's going on? D Hoffa, what's going on? Mr. February, what's going on? Air Force Up said, let's go. Shout out to the Knicks again. Let me get caught up. Ghost Dog, what's going on? He said grade A draft for me. Not what I expected, but that's what we needed. Yeah, now that's a fact. Jack Kelly at the end was a good pick, strong special teams player. That's the Vilstrumite right there. He looked like Omni-Man. For the shout out to those that watch Invincible. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, we good. Okay, we good. Young Killer said, Dash, brother, I believe we are turning the corner. I believe so too, man. I believe so too. Mr. Fairway says, I think we might be signing Thaddeus Dixon. Well, is he the first to sign? Dixon was signed first. Okay, cool. Guess what, man? You know what? I ain't got time to look it up right now. In the chat right now, let me know who we signed as UDFAs. Thaddeus Dixon, cornerback out of North Carolina, 6'1", just under 200 pounds. They brought him in for a 30 visit. Yeah. Knicks in 6, huh? Knicks in 6. Go Knicks. AABB. I see. Why so serious? We gotta talk. Why so serious? You giving it a C? I need to understand why. Shout out to my man DL in the building. Said, what up, Dash? I love the Fields comparison to Burris, meaning I find them pretty humorous. That's you caught me off guard. He says, how about we ask if he can be Joe Juravicius before we bark up the Plaques tree. So you saw me today. I was fighting for my life today. On Twitter today, for the people that follow me on Twitter, I was fighting for my life today. I made one comment. I made a couple of comments. I might have brought it on myself. I don't think I did. I think some people saw what they wanted to see and didn't see what I actually wrote, and then it became an issue. But shout out to my man Dealer, man. Yeah, it was wild today. Reese says a D. I need to talk to you, Reese. I need to talk to you. Why a D? I see a lot of B pluses, A's, B's, and I saw one C, maybe two C's, and I saw a D. Y'all got to talk, man. Y'all got to make your voices heard in the chat. For those that said it's a D or a C, I need to know why. Paul, what's going on, Paul? He says, if Fields doesn't pan out, giving up 3 picks is bad. Now, that's a definite. That's a definite. That's something that I was arguing about today with a lot of people. For sure. For sure. I see your boy. Is that I see your boy JT with the $1.99 super chat. He says, one thing anyone can't say, we ain't get better. Now I believe it. I think we did get better today. I absolutely think we got better today. A B yeah. Triple A. That's what Ford Expedition said. Triple A. You talking about insurance? Any rating under a B is just a joke. That's what October said. I didn't say it. He said it. Anything under a B is a joke. I actually agree with him, though. I do agree with him. Dealer says, I agree with you 100% on Fields, man. Dash, you know this stuff works immediately after the draft. Everyone thinks every player is great until they aren't. Now, that's a fact, man. All right, so I'm going to just let you guys know what I said. Well, what pissed a couple people off today. Actually, let me go ahead and switch this screen so we can see what the topics are for the day. What the topics are for today. So what I did was I put out a tweet. Last night I put out a tweet. I said, I don't love it, but I understand. That's it. That's all I said. I don't love it, but I understand. Some people liked it. Some people hated it. Some people agreed with it. Some people didn't like it at all. So, and that was last night. So earlier today, when the draft started, and I saw some of the names that were still on the board at 105 and 145, and obviously we traded those picks to get Malachi Fields. I put out a tweet. I said, I don't care. I'm going to complain. It has nothing to do with Malachi Fields. I just hate that we are not picking. We don't have any picks in the 4th and the 5th round. That's all I said, right? And I made it clear that I was not talking about Malachi Fields or the decision to draft Malachi Fields. I was saying that I did not like what we gave up, and I didn't like that we were in the 4th and the 5th round and we didn't have any picks, and there were some good prospects still. And then somebody told me 4th and 5th rounders, they're just depth pieces, or 4th and 5th rounders don't mean anything. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? Cam Scatterboo last year was a 4th round pick. Marcus Bowe was a 5th round pick. Tyrone Tracy was a 5th round pick. Like, these picks matter. Then they told me depth doesn't matter. You're a 4-13 team. Why are you worried about depth? We need starters. No, we need everybody. So imagine me making sense, fighting with other people that didn't make sense. So to me, I'm going to chalk it up as, maybe they just don't like what I'm saying. But I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm saying. You let me know in the comment section. Shout out to Phil. Phil with the $5 super chat says, a great trade up. We'll get the 4th back. For your information, Boston dropped 1 ball this year. Can't say that about Slayton, and Jack is another scat score. Okay. I mean, I hear you. My man Dutch said exactly. Yeah, man. Depth matters. Depth matters. 4th rounders, 5th rounders, 6. Like, what's crazy? In the 6th round, we got Jack Kelly, we got J.C. Davis, we got Bobby Jamison Travis, who, I'm gonna be honest, I not on my radar at all. Bobby Jamison Travis not on my radar at all. I put out a video earlier today. I didn't even want to try to break him down really because I didn't get a chance to watch him, and I'm not doing that. That dark friend says, I stay off X platform full of morons. Listen, man, sometimes I'm just in that ocean swimming around, and I gotta. I have to. Like, it's 24/7 for me when it comes to the New York Giants. 24/7. If it's trash talking, if it's debating, if somebody doesn't agree, and trust me, I love when people do not agree with what I'm saying, because I am super duper petty. I'm nice, I'm respectful, but once I get disrespected, I become very, very petty. And I was very, very petty today. So for those that don't know that side of me, I'm sorry. I'm still from Jersey at the end of the day. Dealer says we need as many bites at the apple as possible. We just took a few bites of our full apple and threw the rest away. If you view 4th and 5th round picks as nothing, you have no business with an opinion. Yeah. Somebody said it was a sorry take, man, that I thought that, adding depth to the roster was bad, man. They said, that's a horrible take. And I said, that's the end of the conversation for me. That's a fact. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets said, shout out to Jersey. That's a fact. Shout out to Jersey, man. Shout out to the tri-state area. Shout out to you wherever you are, man. As a matter of fact, because we all over the place. If you feel like doing it, just shout out where you at, man. The state, the city, if you feel like doing that, so you can know, so the Giants family can know where you're from and where the family reunion is coming from. Pettyweight champion Petty Murphy, Petty Pendergrass, all that. Tom Petty. I'm petty, man, when I have to be. When I start trolling, it's a bad thing because I enjoy it. I enjoy it too much, and I try not to do it. I definitely try not to do it. We got PA in the building, Florida in the building, the Bronx is in the building. There we go. Peoria in the building, Illinois, Baltimore in the building, Gulf Shores, Alabama. Shout out to Alabama, man. That's my family from Alabama. Petty Wop, that's another one. Petty Wop is another one. Richmond, Virginia in the building. Shout out to everybody, man. You see it's Giants love all over the place. The Poconos, man. Remember those commercials? The Poconos commercials growing up? New York, New Jersey area, Connecticut might have got those commercials too. When they talked about the Poconos, going to the Poconos. Yeah. Oh, Climax, Georgia in the building. Shout out South Carolina in the building. Okay. Port Charlotte, Florida. Man, shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. So let's get into this, man. We're going to go round for round. We're going to talk about these players. We're going to talk about how we think they fit. We're going to talk about possible impact for these guys. Connecticut in the building. Jacksonville in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Quorum, New York in the building. What's going on? All right, so I think I want to work backwards. I might want to work backwards. Actually, I don't want to work backwards. Round 1, 5th pick. The New York Giants select Arvell Reese, linebacker, Ohio State. My jaw dropped that he was available. You guys know I've been screaming Sonny Styles since about December or January. I'm screaming Sonny Styles. Did not think that Arvell Reese was going to make it. I thought Arvell Reese was either going to the Jets, the Cardinals, or even the Titans. But I did not see Arvell Reese making it to the Giants. He made it to the Giants, and they took him. And I was sitting here like, well, what the hell are we going to do with another edge? And then, like I said before, John Harbaugh being the man that he is, he addressed it right away. No, he's going to be an inside linebacker opposite of Tremaine Edmonds. I'm like, cool. I can see the vision. I was watching Bleacher Report. Malik Neighbors was on there with Micah Parsons, and they were not going back and forth, but they were just talking about each of the draft picks and who they wanted and who they felt was going to get drafted by this team. And when we picked Arvell Reese, Malik Neighbors, you saw his face. He wanted Caleb Downs. I'm not mad at that because I wanted Caleb Downs too. I think a lot of the people in the comment section wanted Caleb Downs as well. Not everybody. Shout out to H-Town. Shout out to South Texas in the building. Shout out to Raleigh, North Carolina too. I see the cities and the states still coming through. I see you guys. So I was like, okay, cool. He can deal with that though. So they got closer to the 2nd pick. And obviously everybody has seen this now, all the videos now of Malik Neighbors' comments. And what happened? We picked Francis Maui Noah. He looked like he was upset. I can't even say he looked like he was upset. He was upset and also said why he was upset and why he didn't understand it and why he wanted Caleb Downs. Obviously, Twitter ran with it, social media ran with it. Next thing you know, just like true New York Giants fans, what do? We started bad-mouthing Malik Neighbors. Now, understand, it wasn't a good look for Malik Neighbors. Obviously, you don't want him to say things like that. You just want him to agree. If you watch the whole Bleacher Report, not just the clips, if you watch that Bleacher Report from the beginning, you can see that there was a certain tone set because of Micah Parsons and Malik Neighbors and other guys that were there. And they were critical of a lot of the draft picks. They also talked about what they liked. And Malik Neighbors just kept it honest. But we ran with it. Giants fans ran with it, saying he won't be in New York long. He needs to shut up. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, Malik Neighbors, 21 years old, 22 years old maybe, young, coming off a knee injury, in that setting, talking to Micah Parsons. I can understand that. But the way people turned on him, it made me think about Odell Beckham. and how fast we flip on people. We don't even have to go as far back as Odell Beckham. We can go as far as Dexter Lawrence and how quick we flipped on Dexter Lawrence too. But Malik Nabers is here under contract. John Harbaugh said in the presser yesterday when they were talking about Colton Hood, when they asked him about Malik Nabers' comments, he said he talked to Malik Nabers already. Malik Nabers actually came up to him. And when those guys made it in the building talking about Arvell Reese with their family, Francis Mauigoa with their families, he went straight up to those guys and let them know exactly how he felt. And pretty much the discussion is over. But you know how we do as petty fans. You know, we keep it up and, you know, we pretty much tell a man, shut up and dribble, which I don't like. But again, I understand because I can see both sides. But Arvell Reese, I apologize for going on a tangent just now. Shout out to California. Shout out to Ottawa, Canada in the building. Shout out to Jersey City. Oh, he said, oh, yeah, the Poconos. Yeah, remember those commercials? It was the Poconos commercials, the Milton Plaza commercials growing up. I'm not going to jump down memory lane. It's way too early. We haven't even hit the 20-minute mark. Mark Thompson just letting everybody know he's enjoying the weather out there in Barbados. Out there in the islands, on the water, on the beach, enjoying them. I get jealous of Mark sometimes out there with his view of the ocean and stuff like that. Now, shout out to my man Mark. No says basically coach have us believing that this coaching staff can get these same players much better, like we didn't see what we saw. Explain what you mean. Coaching does matter, but coaching isn't everything. We saw them flip some people. We saw them get rid of some people. I will say this, when it comes to the offensive line, it is a lot of the same players. And the crazy thing about it is one of the players that we did want to come back didn't come back. And we brought back players that we didn't want to come back. But I think we kind of solved some of those issues with Francis Mauigoa. So let me, okay, so here we go now. Let me get caught back up. Lee Hunter would have been nice to have. Hartford, Connecticut in the building, Nashville, Tennessee, Savannah, Georgia. I see you guys, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm getting caught up. I want to see what some of you guys think about the Malik Nabers comments though too. I want to see what you guys say about that. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? It's all good. It's all good for me. Shout out to Dutch with the $2 super chat. Says Harbaugh is in the building. Harbaugh is building a big, fast, and physical team. That's another thing. Thank you, Dutch. After the first two picks, I said the theme of this draft is physical. It's physical. And then round two with Colton Hood, I said, oh yeah, it's definitely physical. And then even with Malachi Fields, he's a physical wide receiver. But let me go back. Francis Mauigoa, how many of you guys were shocked by that pick? Francis Mauigoa over Caleb Downs. You could just say I was shocked, I was not shocked, I'm happy, I was not happy. Let me know in the comment section. Shout out to my man Danny Boy in the building. What's going on? He said greedy, yes, sir. Citrus Springs, Florida. Shout out to everybody, man. East New York in the building. East New York. What's going on, man? BX created hip hop, said Big Dash knows strike two on leak. The first was having number one unhall of famed. Okay, hold on. Strike two for leak. Again, I think it was a bad look. I'm not taking it as seriously as everybody else is taking it. And also John Harbaugh said, and you can take it with a grain of salt, he said that stop taking things so seriously. Southpaw, Antarctica, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all, man. I don't believe it. King Chris says that Auburn D tackle is actually solid. I'm gonna find out tonight, man. I'm gonna look him up for sure. I'm gonna highlight my man at Gridiron Apex too to see what he thinks. Let me get caught up though. He said shocked. I was shocked then. After a few minutes, happy. Okay. I wanted Francis to be a Giant since October. Shout out to you. Danny Boy says, can't agree with the leak. Sorry, we need to support your new teammates. Absolutely. I'm not, listen, again, it's not a good look. I'm not saying that it wasn't, he should have said it. No, I don't agree with what he said at all anyway. And at the time I said, woof, that's not going to go over good. And guess what? It spread like wildfire. Shocked by both picks. Okay. I just was disappointed with the comment. Yeah, me too. He shouldn't have said that. And again, we talk about Malik Nabers. Same guy that was at the locker last year in his rookie year. He's not the best in front of cameras. I apologize respectfully. He is not. He is not. He definitely needs some PR training for sure. For sure. But again, 21 years old. I guess 2 years in the NFL does not equal maturity. A lot of people just expect these guys to be mature. Some of us is 40 years old and ain't mature. So again, I'm gonna leave it where it is. I didn't like the comments either, but I'm not saying that Malik Neighbors is going to be gone or Malik Neighbors is a problem or anything like that. I see him as a diva wide receiver. Now, what I didn't like is when he kept his mouth shut. I didn't like that part when he kept his mouth shut and Micah Parsons was talking trash about the Giants. So he was talking when I can't say he was talking when he shouldn't have been talking because I'm nobody's boss. But I did not like that he kept his mouth shut when Micah Parsons was talking trash. And also, I will say this about Micah Parsons: super corny, super corny. Not just for that, just some of the things he was saying with the Malachi Lemon thing when he was talking. Malachi Lemon was talking about how proud he was to be with the Eagles, and I hate the Eagles. I hate everything about Philadelphia. It wasn't the time for that. Malachi Fields doing this interview with Bleacher Report. Talking, he just got off the stage, tearing, crying, happy to be drafted, and he's telling you guys how proud organization, one of the best organizations. I'm sitting here looking at at McCollum like it is the Eagles at the end of the day. But Micah Parsons goes in and starts laughing. I'm sitting here like, yeah, that's cornball. And what was it? Somebody said 120 million don't fix corny or something like that. I agree with it. I agree with it. All right, let's see. Salute Dad. Shout out to KC Legit, man. What's going on? Marcus says with the safety room, I wasn't shocked. It is a lot deeper than people give it credit for too. I would agree with that. I think because we didn't go safety at all at any part of the draft. Safety was only an option to me. Safety only made sense with Caleb Downs. We wasn't really looking for other safeties outside of that. Maybe in the 6th round, I like Wisniewski out of Texas Tech just to have a big body, safety back there. But we wasn't really looking at safeties like that. It was just the value of Caleb Downs and what kind of player he can be and how he can affect a room and also the defensive side of the ball with his leadership. That I think it was all about the safety. But the safety room, in all honesty, the safety room is I can't say solid, but the safety room is okay. Hopefully the coaching makes it better. Hopefully the scheme makes it better too. So Francis Maui Noah. Hold on. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets says not shocked. Bobby prepared. A lot of us. I'm glad with the Francis Maui Noah. Yeah, he wanted him, and he wanted him converted to a guard, and that's exactly what happened. So let's talk about it. Great segue. Shout out to Bobby Skinner too, man. So Francis Maui Noah is the pick at 10. Obviously, right tackle Miami. John Harbaugh let us know right away he's going to be playing inside right guard next to Jermaine Illuminor. Jermaine Illuminor texted him right away, said, let's get to business. Happy about that. Happy about the trenches. We talk about the trenches all the time. We talk about the trenches all the time. We talk about Jackson Dart, and we talk about we got to get him weapons. We got to get him a running back. No, you got to put a wall in front of him. That's the most important thing. And then everything else should kind of sort its way out. Or sort its way through. And sort its way, through. And I'm sitting here like, I was surprised that it was Francis Maui Noah with Caleb Downs on the board. But like, I spent the whole night just watching videos of Francis Maui Noah maul people. Just mauling people. Not missing any blocks. Great feet, pulling, getting to the second level, looking fantastic. 15 yards downfield, just flattening cornerbacks. I slept well. I slept like a baby. I'm glad that Francis Maui Noah was here, and we call him CC now. I didn't know he had a nickname till that night. CC Maui Noah, we're gonna call him CC. He said that CC means cheese, but he likes CC and not the nickname cheese. I wouldn't even want to call cheese neither. But CC, we got Francis Maui Noah. That right side of the offensive line is humongous, and I'm happy with the pick. Skate Habit says people had Maui mocked to picks 3 through 5. Yep, I would have been kind of happy with him at 5 if all the blue chips were gone. It worked out phenomenally for the Giants. Getting Arvell Reese, playing him as a middle linebacker. Again, you get rid of some of those issues of trying to find snaps because you got so many edge rushers. So, but you get Arvell Reese at 5, you get Francis Maui-Noah at 10, and again, to your point, both of those guys were mocked in the top 5. So we get 2 top 5 picks in the top 10. And then when they moved on to Colton Hood was like in the 20s for some people. And they were saying, who was it? Daniel Jeremiah said the New York Giants got 3 of his top 21 players, in the draft. So I think it was good. So we're gonna move on to Colton Hood, and then we're gonna talk about this Colton Hood for a little bit. But I'm gonna get to these comments. Greg Malavit or Malavit 2766 says, "Love Francis. We can't have Neil as our starter 100%. 100% Neil can't be the starter. That's a fact." Shanae Banks says, Dash from New York, we some disrespectful people, no nonsense people. Soon as an athlete say something, we want to. That's a fact. That is a fact. I don't want to change anybody. Shout out to Big Will. 917 with the 999 super chat says, Dash, I was shocked, but Reese was mocked at 2 all off season. Maui-Noah no later than 5. We got both at 5 and 10. Neighbors should have said, oh well, he played for the ops. Now I gotta trash him twice a year. That would have been perfect. And it was a perfect setting for that too. But he knew he was gonna have to turn around and interview these people too. So it is what it is. Okay. Paul says half of the fan base would have been screaming, what about the O-line if we picked Downs? It would have been a good portion. But I will say this. A lot of those linemen fell. Like Keelan Rutledge got drafted in the first round, which was a surprise. Emmanuel Pregnon made it all the way to the 3rd round. I think Jennings Dunker made it to the 3rd round too, which surprised me. So there were still people available. We didn't have a 3rd round pick until we traded up for it. But it was still some options on the offensive line. But again, I like the way this thing played out. And I like it. I like the way it played out because of who we got in the 2nd round. Colton Hood, man. He said Malik scared. Malik scared. Man, I don't think he's scared, man. I just think he friendly with some of these people. And that's the crazy thing too, man. Like a lot of these players are too friendly, in my opinion. Too friendly. Social media, everybody knows everybody. They go to the game. Everybody want to swap jerseys at the end of the game. It's just certain things that's new school that I wouldn't do. But I'm old though. Shout out to my man G Nation Sports. He says Travis is a monster, low key Dash. Again, I'm gonna watch him tonight. I'm gonna I got my caddy cut ups. I'm gonna take a deep dive, man. Pause and look the kid up. Seti says Jack Kelly looks like a player. I told you he looked like a Viltrumite. Omni-Man at linebacker. Old school throwback. Got a horse collar and everything. Neck roll, horse collar. We call them horse collars. See, people call them neck rolls. I don't know, depending on where you're from, but it was called a horse collar for me. You got a linebacker with a horse collar, that's throwback. You see his mustache, Viltrumite. Omni-Man, Thrag, whatever you want to call him. For the people that watch Invincible, you know what I'm talking about. Skate Habit says we need Maui's attitude on the team. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That man was cussing on stage. Already. Told Jackson Dart he would die for him. I like that energy. And that's a great point. Field is a gamble. We're gonna get the Field in a second. We're probably gonna have some discussions back and forth when we get the Fields. But we're gonna save that part. Colton Hood. I'm gonna give Colton Hood his respect and his just due. I didn't think Colton Hood was going to be there. A lot of the mock drafts that I did, Colton Hood was rarely there in the 2nd round. He was there. There's nothing bad that you can say about Colton Hood. Like literally, you can't find a flaw in Colton Hood. Maybe you like him a little bit taller or something like that. He's almost 6 foot. Maybe you like him a little bit heavier, so he's almost 200 pounds. Colton, he doesn't look like it too. I mean, when you see him, he looks small. He's a true almost 6 foot, like 5'11" and 5'8". That's damn near 6 foot once you get the cleats on. 193 pounds, we round up. Especially if you're a football player, you always round up. 200 pounds, 4'4", 40. Clean, press man corner, football IQ, aggressive against the run, willing tackler, with ball skills, interceptions, you name it. The man that it's probably the cleanest of all the picks. Now, Arvell Reese is the most exciting of these picks. Francis Maui Noah is the meanest of these picks. Colton Hood is the cleanest cornerback you've seen in a long time, and we found out why. His uncle played in the NFL. His uncle coached Patrick Peterson, and his uncle been giving him pointers since he was 6 years old. The man went to Colorado, played under Deion Sanders for a bit, and then he ended up in Tennessee. No wonder he's so clean. No wonder he's so highly touted. And we got him in the second round. I'm happy with it. Shout out to my man, Coach Ed. He says Reese and Maui Noah were 2 of 4 who I wanted. I didn't think we had a chance at Reese, Coach, and I'm happy that we got him. Again, shout out to the people in the building. Make sure you hit that like button. Happy that we got him. Colton Hood, man. Colton Hood will be CB2 this year. By the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if he's literally CB1. Like, in all honesty. The attitude, the talent, the football IQ, Denard Wilson coaching them up, them building a new scheme, because again, the scheme, they had to throw that old scheme out the window for the most part. Dexter Lawrence being gone, they had to tear up that scheme for the most part, especially what they were doing up front. And the front effects was going on in the back. Pause. But you got talent, you got aggressive players in the draft, and I think that Colton Hood will have the same effect in the cornerback room that Cam Scatterbull had in the running back room last year. Prior to Cam Scatterbull getting to the New York Giants, the running back room was missing a little bit of toughness. Tyrone Tracy, fantastic. We liked what he did his rookie year. Devin Singletary, solid backup veteran. We liked what he did, for his standards. Cam Scatterbull came, brought a certain type of toughness, a certain type of physical play, and you saw Tyrone Tracy adopted, and you saw Devin Singletary run harder too. Now, when we fast forward to Colton Hood, with the way he plays and his energy, and you look at the guys in that room, you got a rookie making, you got a veteran making a lot of money in Paulson Adebo. What he looked like letting the rookie outshine him if he's built that way. He should not let Colton Hood outshine him. Former first-round pick, Tay Banks. How does he feel? Is he going to step up to the plate when he sees this rookie outplaying him? You can say that about Drew Phillips possibly, because Drew Phillips, his rookie year, loved him. Last year, it was like, okay, he got to get better. So you add a dog, and we use that term rarely, or we try to use that term rarely. Some people just throw it around whenever they feel like it. But Colton Hood is a dog. Arvell Reese is a dog. Francis Maui Noah is a dog. This is what you want for New York. This is what you want on all your teams, but this is what we've been missing in New York. Absolute dogs. Marcus, believe it or not, Marcus Bowe has a nasty streak too. He's not a starter, so unfortunately we didn't get a chance to see that dog in him, but if you go back and watch him at Purdue, that man will finish his blocks. Maui Noah is the same way. Maui Noah don't care who you are, how much you weigh, how much money you're making. He will flatten you, and that's his job, to do that. Happy about that. Colton Hood, he don't care who you are. They asked him who he can't wait to play against. He's talking about the best of the best. He's talking about Jamar Chase. He's talking about, Puka Nacua. He's talking about he's dropping all these Justin Jefferson. He's dropping all these names. You know what name he didn't drop? He didn't drop Malik Neighbors' name, even though he's going to be practicing against him, in practice. He didn't drop Malik Neighbors, maybe because he was thinking about other players on other teams, but he did not mention Malik Neighbors, which I think he should have. But again, we're talking about the youth here. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Anthony Cherry says, Big Dash, love the Kelly pick. Now, I do too. I know a little bit about Kelly. So I could talk about him in the video. I know he was a big body, old school throwback linebacker, and good read and react skills. Not a burner. but can help in zone defense, hook the curl, covering that stuff, covering out in the flat. I've seen videos of him doing it. So I like the pickup. I don't know if he's getting, defensive snaps. He's probably more of a special teams guy to start off, but I damn sure like him as an option right now more than Moosal. But again, just think about it. Arvell Reese, Tremaine Edmonds. The next linebacker coming on the field is Micah McFadden, and I'm not mad at that at all because I like Micah McFadden. It was unfortunate what happened to him. Like, he was having a game, or I should say he was having a series against the Washington Commanders the first week of the season last year till he broke his foot. But he was out there balling. He already had like 3 tackles on that series. He was out there hooping, as I like to say. But yeah, man, we definitely improved. I'm gonna get some more of these comments. Air Force said, facts, big cornball. Yeah, it was a cornball, man. The cornball move, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. Skate says Parsons is a clown. His takes on his podcast are awful. I rarely watched his podcast, if I'm going to be honest. I don't. There's a couple of current players that are active that have podcasts that I would tune into, but to me, it's like, what are you doing? Why ain't you working? How you got so much time that you could talk to people? I don't know. I might just be a hater too. I might be a hater too. Shout out to Rage B4 21 with the $10 super chat. He says, I swear loving this team is like being in an emotional abusive relationship, the ups and the downs. Let's go Big Blue. Knocked it out of the park. It is an abusive relationship. There's a lot of ups and downs, like you said. Hills and valleys when it comes to the New York Giants, being a fan of the New York Giants. It's tough sometimes. I told y'all last year, man. Last year, down memory lane last year, what was the game that we lost? The Saints game. The Saints game. When we lost the Saints game, I overheard my son saying he didn't want to be a Giants fan anymore. Tired of the losing. And I heard it, yeah. So it hurts, especially for my youngest. He hasn't seen the Super Bowl. My other two, they seen Super Bowls. Yeah, I got one son that's seen 2 of them, another son that's seen 1, and one that didn't see any. And he's still holding on faithful, my youngest. Oldest two. Shout out to Thunder in the building. What's going on, Thunder? Prentice says you can't unlame a lame Parsons. Marcus says Le'Veon Bell said that. That's what you can't unlame a lame. That's what Le'Veon Bell. I thought it was corny, man. It's like, come on, man. It's somebody's biggest moment of their life. They worked hard for this, and it's a joke to some people. Speaking of that, there was a video floating around. This has nothing to do with the Giants. There was a video floating around. I think it might have been Draft Network. I apologize if it wasn't Draft Network. They had a independent doctor on their show or their podcast, talking about the Jamal McCoy injury and why he possibly, why he was dropping so much and stuff like that. And he started just listing all of the stuff that was going on with his knee and, all the procedures that he would need, and then the possible procedures in the future, and it was so much, but the guy started laughing at the situation. Now, I don't think it was malicious that they were laughing, because it was just piling on. He was just saying all this stuff, and then this can happen, and this can happen, and these guys like, oh boy, and they start, and I'm sitting here like, yo, this is this boy's life, this young man's life, and you guys are laughing at it, and he's just falling in the draft, man. He was like, McCoy was looked at as a top 10 pick, and because of his injury, what's going on with his knee, or his leg, I should say, knee. It's not anything to joke about at all. Like, even if it was a lot, and it was a lot, I was sitting here like, wow. But you can't do that to people like that, man. You can't do that. You can't laugh at people, man. This is a tough time for a lot of these kids, man. Rebag says we need a running back. Did we pick one up as a UDFA? Let me know. Again, I have not seen the UDFA list yet. Shout out to my man Tudo in the building, $4.99 super chat. He says salutes to Big Dash, King of New York Giants media. I wish. And all diehard Giants fans across the pond, greetings from the entire club, currently in Northern Scotland. Great live show. Cheers, mate. Shout out to you. Shout out to the team, man. Yeah, good luck to y'all too, man. Good luck to y'all this season. Tudo always showing support, always showing love. If you don't know who Tudo is, I don't know what to tell you. Kevin Sullivan says Emmanuel McNeil Warren at 37 could have worked. He dropped too. He fell. I like him because he's aggressive too. He's one of those guys that, you better keep your head on a swivel if you're running a crossing route or anything like that, because he will knock your head off. I like that kind of physicality, and that's what I think we need to get back to. That's to those type of people, not knocking people into the dirt. We keep it PG. 1980 Soul says Maui Noah said not scared of the smoke. Nah, listen. Every time Francis Maui Noah speaks, I like him even more. And I never heard him speak prior to the draft. Prior to us drafting him, I don't know what his voice sound like. I didn't watch the interviews at the combine, but every time he says something, it's the right thing. All of the smoke. And I can't wait to see this offensive line functioning as a unit. As soon as they, get that cohesion and link up as a unit, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Francis said he don't duck none. No smoke. Shout out to Roselle in the building. Shout out to my man Crutch Calhoun out there in Roselle, USA. Shout out to Crutch, man. I know Crutch too. I know Crutch's pops. BX created hip hop says 2026 New York Giants football 11-6. Shout out to my man Big Lou, the official Mr. 11-6. You got another one on your team. Shout out to BX created hip hop. Another 11-6 going on. Pete Winen says Cowboys suck. Why you upset? I'm talking about Parsons. You're a Cowboy fan. Oh, I missed it. Somebody in here, Cowboy fan, get him, Pete. Go ahead and get him, Pete. How far behind am I? Oh boy, I'm going all the way to the bottom because we got to get caught up. I got to go all the way to the bottom of the comment section. I hung out. We are never going to move on if I keep on reading this many of these comments. Yeah, Air Force Up says Hood celebration is fire. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's dope. And I wonder if that catches fire or because it's his last name, if he's the only one that does it. But I like his celebration too. It's fire. It is. Danny Boy says, what if Neil beats Runyon? Listen, out of the guys that returned that were starters last year, I do not like Runyon. I apologize to anybody that likes Runyon. I don't like Runyon. I'm sorry. Individually, and I'll talk about J.C. Davis when we get to the 6th round. We need to improve at the left guard spot. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for right now. I'll leave it at that. Mike English said, you see Maui jokingly call out Neil with the box jump. I did see that, but they actually, I think it was kind of harder because they actually went to the same high school, not together, but they went to IMG Academy. Yeah, but he talked about the box jumps for sure. Where we at? 13-4 from your mouth to God's ears. 13-4. I would love it. Omni Man is crazy. Nah, look at the mustache. It's the first time I saw it. I said, that's Omni Man. That's Omni Man. For sure. Or Thrag Viltrumite with the mustache, man. For sure. All right. So now what I wanted to talk about, man, what got me so much smoke today and so many arguments. They got me in trouble with Giants fans today. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me get the super chat first. Rage B421 says, do you think this year's defense with what we picked up in the draft will be dangerous? 100%. Go ahead and get me DJ Reader. Get me DJ Reader as soon as they announce that DJ Reader is signing. Yes, and I already like the pieces that we got. Attitude, and again, you put people in certain rooms. You just add one person to certain rooms, and it can affect that whole room. The same way, like I talked about earlier, Cam Scatterable. You put Cam Scatterable in that running back room. Next thing you know, the whole running back room think they Cam Scatterable. You put Colton Hood in that cornerback room. All of a sudden, that whole room might think that they Colton Hood. I wish Andrew Phillips had that same type of effect. I don't know, because I like the style of play of Andrew Phillips. I just need him better in coverage. Just need him better in coverage. Shout out to Dinkelberg 895. He said, Philly in the building. As a Giants fan in Philly, my fandom a little different. On the front line, yeah, you in the front lines for sure. And shout out to you. Shout out to you. And salute to you with your new channel, man. So for those that don't know, and you can drop your link in the chat, let the people know we got another Giants content creator in the building. So salute to my man Dinkelberg 895, or is that Khalil talking Giants? Shout out to you, man. And like I said, anything you need, let me know, man. I love supporting other Giants content creators, man. That's what I'm here for. DeMarco Forbes says, not gonna lie, I like the C Hood pick. Do you think he has a chance to 100% he got a chance to start? Who's beating him out? You took him. No, you took him at 37. There's nobody on the team. That's to me right now, especially with the down year that Poston Adebo had. He the best corner in the room, day one. And I know that's crazy because Poston Adebo making a lot of bread. Don't know. But yeah, he's definitely a starter. It's his job to lose, put it that way. And I don't think he's gonna lose it. If anybody is losing their job, it might be Poston Adebo, but we might pay him too much. I don't know. But I will say this though. Harbaugh's in the building. He don't care how much money these guys making. Best player is gonna play. And I love that. Michael Meenan says UDFA Thaddeus Dixon joins Colton Hood as our newest D-backs. I appreciate that. Let me know who else is on this list, man, because I don't want to take the time to go try to and search it up now for UDFAs. I will do that later. Dealer says Travis is exactly what I've been talking about, replacing Dexter with. Keep taking shots on these late round DTs. You'll eventually find a couple. And just to think, Dealer, we out here talking crazy, thinking that there's value in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, right? There's no value there. That's what they told me today. That's what a Giant fan told me today. There's no value in the 4th or 5th round. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? There's no value. There's value all through the draft. Every round, it could be value. Every round. Even the UDFAs. Look at Victor Cruz. UDFA. Nobody wanted to draft him. And look what he became. There's value everywhere. Everywhere there's value. Thaddeus Dixon is nice. I like the size, man. I like the size. Any cornerback, 6'1", almost 200 pounds. Coach, this last year, coached by Belichick and those guys over there. Yeah, UDFA. A lot of people thought he was going to get drafted, didn't. We had him on the 30 visit, and we got him. According to y'all, because I haven't seen the list yet. Thaddeus Dixon is a New York Giant, UDFA sign. Let's see. Alonzo Moore, 3476 with the 499 super chat says best damn Giants content creator in the game. Now I appreciate the love and support, man. I appreciate the kind words, man. We working, man. I'm working, I'm pushing, I'm hustling. No days off. No days off. Trying to do what I do, man. Love the New York Giants. I'm gonna talk the New York Giants. I might piss people off when I talk the New York Giants too, but guess what? We're not here to agree on everything. Not here to agree with that. I don't want nobody that's going to agree with everything I say. I like to have arguments, debates, and fights. It's been a long time. Rage B 421 with the $10 super chat says, with the defense we have now, who out of all the defense coordinators we had hold on. With the defense we have now, who out of all the defense coordinators we've had would you prefer coaching this defense? Wink. If I got anybody, well, hold on. Spagnuolo, Bill Belichick that we've had in the past. Bill Belichick, Spagnuolo. I like the Wink's aggressiveness, but I think Denard Wilson is going to coach a style of defense that we're going to like. Love, possibly. But yeah, if you're going to ask me what defensive coordinator I would bring back, a young Belichick, not this Bill. Not North Carolina Bill. Not powder blue Bill. I don't want powder blue Bill. Give me old Bill Belichick. Give me Spags. Give me Wink. Yeah, I'll do that. not baby blue. Not baby blue Bill. We ain't doing Baby Blue Bill. Shout out to Mac the Giant fan in the building, another Giants content creator. Shout out to you. He says Hood was absolutely a steal. After Houston jumped us and took McDonald, which was heartbreaking, getting Hood made up for it. Yeah, I think so. I do believe Caden McDonald was going to be a Giant. Yeah. As soon as the Texans jumped up, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be for McDonald. And I don't like them for that, but I do like that everything else works out, and we got Colton Hood. I'm happy with that. We needed that type of aggressiveness in the cornerback room, that type of finesse, that type of football IQ in the cornerback room. I think he's going to get there. And again, these veterans, if they built the way that they should be built, they should not want a rookie coming in there outshining them. No, they shouldn't. They absolutely shouldn't. How far back am I? I'm 20 minutes behind in the comments. All right. So what got me in trouble? That's where I was at. What got me in trouble? I'm going all the way to the bottom of the comments. So I do apologize if I missed your comments. Shout out to the people still putting where they come from here. I think I'm caught up. Am I caught up? I think I'm caught. Actually, let me put the comments up too, so you guys can see them as they scroll through. Yeah. He said, Graham, who you talking about, Graham? Not the DC. Not the DC. He said that's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. There's no value. It's just bananas to me. And the certainty that the guy said it with, like he doubled, tripled down on it. Like it's all special teamers in the fourth and fifth round. Like, what? John Fox was good, Luann. John Fox was good. I forgot about John Fox. Part of that Fossil staff for sure. Yo, Jim Fossil had a hell of a staff, man. He had Peyton. You know what I mean? He had Fox on his staff. That was a hell of a staff, man. Baby Blue Bill. Baby Blue Bill. Yeah. Powder Blue Bill. Whatever. Powder Blue. Baby Blue. You know what I'm talking about. North Carolina Blue. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So Malachi Fields. I like the pick of Malachi Fields. I like what he brings to the wide receiver room. Big body target. Not afraid to go up and get it, has the ability to go up and get it, large catch radius, physical wide receiver. Now, this is where we get in trouble. Sugar Daddy Bill is hilarious. Sugar Daddy Bill. Dealer saw the comments on Twitter. Somebody comped Malachi Fields to Plaxico Burress. Now, I understand us as Giants fans, we like to comp players to Giants players, to former Giants players. It makes it easier for us to, okay, this is what they're talking about. Okay, this is this type of player. You call them Plaxico Burress. Respectfully. Do not call this man Plaxico Burress because he's 6'4" and 225 pounds. That does not make you Plaxico Burress. Now, that makes you as tall as Plaxico Burress. That makes you as heavy as Plaxico Burress, but that does not make you Plaxico Burress. First thing I want to say. My comp for Malachi Fields on the high end was Marcus Colston. Marcus Colston. Can he be Marcus Colston? Marcus Colston, 7th round draft pick, ended up being a gem for the Saints. 6'4", 225 pounds when he was drafted. Malachi Fields, 6'4", 220 pounds when he was drafted. Now, all Malachi Fields has to do is catch the ball whenever he's targeted. And guess what? He can have a career like Marcus Colston. Because for damn sure, one thing about Jackson Dart is going to give the playmakers a chance to make a play. Period. That's all we can ask for at times. I don't want to badmouth people that are not currently Giants anymore. But the one thing about Daniel Jones, when he was a Giant, he went to Indiana and something changed, something snapped, whatever. But when he was a Giant, he was not giving his wide receivers a chance to make plays. It was either you're open or he ain't throwing you the ball. Jackson Dart, different. Jackson Dart is so different. Jackson Dart was throwing 50-50 balls to Wan'Dale Robinson over the middle. Wan'Dale Robinson looked like he was catching alley-oops. Jackson Dart, who was it? Little Jordan Humphrey. First in was it the Denver game? The Philly game. It was the Philly game. 50-50 balls to Little Jordan Humphrey. Jackson Dart gonna throw to you the ball, man. Jackson Dart is going to give you a chance to make the play, and I think that's one of the main reasons why you take Malachi Fields, because he's not known for getting separation. He's not known for getting separation. He's known for contested catches. And shout out to Steve Smith. I was watching his video about Malachi Fields, just to see, how I think about him. Is somebody else thinking the same way? And Steve Smith actually gave him a lot of credit, but also talked about some of his coaches, and they said that as long as Malachi Fields is locked in, he is a monster. He is a beast as long as he is locked in. But there are some times where he's not locked in. Listen, I don't give a damn about what he did in college. I know he's a New York Giant now, so first of all, I'm riding with him because he's a New York Giant. I'm going to ride with Malachi Fields nonstop, and I want the best for Malachi Fields. And listen, Joe Shane said it's like a basketball lineup, a starting lineup in that wide receiver room, and he got his power forward. Well, damn it, use him like a power forward then. Let's do that. Let's do that. So people didn't listen to that part though. People didn't listen to the part where I said I like the pick. I just don't like what we gave up. That's it. I don't like what we gave up. And people were upset. And guess what? I don't give a damn if they was upset. You're not going to change my mind, man. Some people can change my mind, especially if they're respectful when we have, discourse. But somebody that come out the gates talk about you don't know what you're talking about, and then there's no value in the 4th or the 5th round, I got problems. And I can't listen to what you're saying. Let me get back to where I was. Shout out to Rage B with the 5 gifted memberships. So if you received a membership, make sure you send Rage B4 a thank you. Please do. I appreciate it, Rage B. Thank you very much. JCNYC, what's going on? $5 super chat says they talk everywhere. Hold on. The talk everywhere was that this draft was bad after the 3rd round. I think they had a conviction in Malachi. Great drafts stuck to BPA. See, that's where I got some pushback too. They called it a bad draft, but what do you mean by bad draft? Not saying you, JC. A lot of, because I heard that a few times, people talking about, it's a bad draft. A bad draft for starting players, because last time I checked, there's 53 men on the roster, only 22 start. Right. So the majority of guys are depth, and we need depth, and that's a lot of that depth comes from those later rounds. Not saying that you say that. I'm just saying it in general. There's some good players all throughout the draft. Everybody here is talking about Thaddeus Dixon right now being a good pickup as a UDFA. Man ain't even get drafted, but he has value. You know what I mean? So that 4th and that 5th round pick, not having it, I'm mad about it. But I am happy that we got Malachi Fields. 2 things can be true at the same time. Sometimes people don't want to give you that credit, though. They just hear what they want to hear. Coach Ward, what's going on, Coach Ward? $5 super chat says, looking at Ravens past drafts and the Harbs, I'm pleased with this draft. Now let's see the coaching difference with the head coach and the staff. 100%. That's what we signed up for. That's why we got John Harbaugh to begin with. That's where the trust comes from. People say, you don't trust Harbaugh if you're mad at the trade. What are you talking about? I don't trust John Harbaugh because I'm mad at the trade. You trust everything somebody does? You can trust some, you can trust somebody and not like something that they did, but you can still trust them. It just depends on what they're doing and the track record of it. I trust Harbs. I mean, I trust Harbaugh. I trust him. I just didn't like the draft capital that we gave up. That easy. I like the Fields pick. I like Malachi Fields. I like what he brings to the table. I like the big body wide receiver, something we've been missing. I don't like that some people think you're going to put him in the slot. I don't like that. There's some people talking about, you put him in the slot. No, that's Isaiah Likely's job, is to be the big slot. Now, if Isaiah Likely's not on the field and you want to move Malachi Fields in as a big slot, maybe that works too, but we already got a big slot. His name's Isaiah Likely. G-Man says, Fields does give me Amani Toomer vibes. Thanks, fam. Toomer vibes, huh? Amani Toomer just was solid all the way around. He wasn't the fastest, but he was reliable. He was fast enough in that playoff game against Dallas, though. He shook when he shook that tackle and took it down the sideline. He's fast enough then, but I don't remember Amani Toomer being like a burner like that. But he was reliable. You threw the ball to Amani Toomer, he was coming down with it. And yeah, if Fields can be that type of wide receiver where he's just reliable, Jackson Dart is going to love him. Shout out to Tyrone Hall. What's going on, Tyrone? He says, for a 4th and 5th, Fields better show out. Tyrone, it's crazy how so many people can feel one way and so many people can feel the exact opposite. Same situation, but totally different feelings. And to your point, the 4th and 5th picks, the 4th and 5th rounders are valuable. So yeah, if you trade those guys away, absolutely he better be worth it. But some people don't want to hear it because 4th and 5th round picks are only, special teams. Rage B with the $10 super chat says, our problem is that we love to compare old Giants to new Giants. True. Depending on how he does, Dart can be equal or better than Eli. You're absolutely right. I'm not going to compare Jackson Dart to Eli Manning. I don't like to do that. I don't like to compare old Giants to new Giants. Another thing I don't like the whole Earth, Wind, and Fire thing with adding an additional running back. I don't like that because I don't like when people say the NASCAR package. This is a new NASCAR package. I like the idea of it, but it makes me cringe a little bit because you're putting expectations on these guys when they are not those guys. Like the NASCAR package was Strahan, OC, Tuck, and the rest of those guys. Now these guys got talent. These guys could be actually better at the end of the day, 1 for 1. But I don't like to do that either. The Big Blue Wrecking Crew. I want to get back to those days where the New York Giants are recognized as a tough defense, and stuff like that. But I don't want to say, okay, this is a new Big Blue Wrecking Crew. This is a new NASCAR package. This is a new Earth, Wind, and Fire. No, man, it's just new. It's just new. Shout out to Mr. Handsome, new member. Appreciate the love and support. Oh man, I know you. That's Kayvon's cousin. What's going on, man? Listen. What I don't know if you was in the other live, right? I don't know if you was in the other live, and I said if we get through day 2, Kayvon is not getting traded because you are not trading Kayvon. You're not trading Kayvon for a 4th or 5th rounder. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. And yeah, we got through Friday night. Kayvon is a New York Giant, and I'm happy about it. Where we at? Dealer says, I'm the same way, Dad. It's basically like slapping the original unit in the face. You can't do that when that unit hasn't even begun to approach that level. 100%. 100%. Blake Monforte says, yo, that's life, man. Comparisons are part of it. The USA basketball team with Kobe was compared to the Dream Team. That's how it go. Like I was around for the Dream Team. Like I was a kid when that whole Dream Team thing happened, and I hated the fact that they try to make every USA team the Dream Team after that, or call them that. No, the Dream Team, the only Dream Team was the original Dream Team. And to your point, yes, that is life. People do those comparisons all the time. They want something to compare something to for expectations, but I'm not doing that. These guys, whatever you like, there's a new name for this defense, and when it happens, it'll happen. Just like in 2017, it was the NYPD, New York Pass Defense. Like things happen organically, right? They got to earn it though. Those guys, even though it was a fluke season, they earned the title of NYPD. The NASCAR package earned the title of NASCAR package. There was no NASCAR package before that. The Big Blue Wrecking Crew was the Big Blue. There was nothing to compare them to before that. We got to let it happen, naturally, organically. Pete Weiner says, happy we still have Tibbs. Now, that's a fact, man. Now, the thing that's tricky about it is this. It's still a contract year. And we know how these players get in contract year. I'm expecting a lot of production from Kayvon Thibodeau. Like, a lot of production from Kayvon Thibodeau. So, for me, I'm sitting here like, yeah, let's see what we can do. You wipe Dexter Lawrence's money off the books. You most likely got to find out a deal in the near future with Brian Burns. But you can afford. And if Denard Wilson makes this defense something phenomenal, I'm assuming you want to keep Kayvon Thibodeau. But I will say this, though, with Kayvon Thibodeau, don't expect any kind of hometown discount. Don't expect Mr. Handsome. Your cousin is not giving no hometown discounts. I know that for a fact. That man is about his business. That man, I wish I can get Kayvon on the show, man. But Pat Hanlon be blocking players from getting on content creator shows, man. Much love and respect. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that to Pat Hanlon. Pat Hanlon was blocking and doing some whatever. Leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. It ain't my place. Stephen R says Kayvon was trolling. Yeah, I saw that with the videos that he put out on Instagram, right? Yeah. Tibbs might take the hometown. He is not taking no hometown discount. It's not happening, man. One thing Tibbs is about is his money. Tibbs, if you know Tibbs, believe what Tibbs is telling you. He is about his business. That man was talking about life after football before he even got drafted. That man is about his money. For sure. Don't expect no hometown discount. Dealer says, nope, he's bringing the biggest briefcase to the table. Yeah, I'm telling you. Jerry Maguire, show me the money. If Tibbs has a big season, yeah, you're gonna have to pay that man. You're gonna have to pay that man. I hope he does have a big season. I hope he gets paid the money that he deserves. If it's with the Giants, if it's without the Giants, man, I think players should get what they deserve. I might be upset about it, but I'll get over it. But yeah, shout out to Tibbs, man. And Tibbs is always working too, man. For anybody that follows Kayvon Thibodeau, you cannot say the man is lazy. You cannot say that man don't work. Every time I see him, he's working out on the beach, in the backyard. He's doing MMA. He's everywhere, working. Shout out to Tibbs, man. Shout out to Tibbs. GL John Stewart. I'm talking about Green Lantern. Okay. New York Giant wants Kayvon's stock to rise during his contract year so that we can get a 2027 pick for him. We're talking about a compensatory pick is what you're talking about. If he signs a big deal, the bigger the deal he gets away from the Giants, the lower the compensatory pick. That's something too, man. There's two ways they can play it. Well, there's actually three ways that you can play the whole Kayvon Thibodeau thing. He balls out. The New York Giants are bad, and you get some trade value at the trade deadline. He balls out. The New York Giants can't afford him, and you get a compensatory pick for him. Or he balls out, and I guess it was only two things that can happen. I lost the last one. Stephen R says, we can pay three edges, by the way, because Reese isn't an edge. He'll get paid as an inside linebacker. Well, the rookie scale is the rookie scale. So he's going to, these first 4 years, I should say, with the fifth year option, it's pretty much set. Depending on what happens in the next 4 years, that statement might not be true. Depending on how he's played. If he's off ball, cool. Him as an off ball linebacker is already at the top of the scales with him just getting picked at 5. Sean Lee 9454 says, yo, can we finally show some appreciation for Shane? Good job, Joe Shane. Good job, Joe Shane. Good draft. Bookend says Tibbs is in football because I think he loves the game. He just knows that, it's a business, a lucrative business, and he treats it as such. Some of these players don't treat it like a business, and they find out right away that this league is cutthroat. Absolutely cutthroat. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. Hanson with the 1999 super chat. Said, "What up, Dash man? The KT trade talks been like a roller coaster. Dash Reese is an MFN monster, though my favorite pick by far. Makes our defense nasty. Add a call up feature so we can chop it up with you. No discounts. Not happening. I know it's not happening. I thought about the call up thing, man. I'm terrified of it because I don't know what some people are going to say. We try to keep it kid friendly, even though it's late night Giants talk. I try to keep it kid friendly as possible because you never know who's listening, who's watching, and I would hate to have my son just listen to a bunch of cussing and all that other stuff because it can get that way. Like me in the spaces versus me on YouTube, two totally different people to a certain extent. I ain't crazy disrespectful. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get disrespected at the end of the day too. But nah, man, I thought about that. And then I squashed it right away about the call up feature. But we'll see. I might have to entertain that at some point in time. But again, you made it, you let it be known. No discounts is happening. We already knew that. We already knew that. Kayvon is not doing that. 100%. Said we can sign Reader now. We can. We absolutely can. I think everything is finalized. And the compensatory formula should be through, so we should get that news pretty soon. If not tomorrow, possibly Monday. I don't think it goes into like another 2 weeks or something like that. You got the rookie mini camp, you got the regular mini camp. Was it the voluntary mini camp 2 coming up? And I would assume with the new defensive installs that you will want DJ Reader in the building, as soon as possible, because he's gonna play a big role in this defense if we do in fact sign him. All right, let's get to round 6, man. Let's get to round 6. And again, respectfully, I gotta apologize to Bobby, Jameson, Travis for really not watching him at all. He was not on my radar. And I hate that too, because I kind of pride myself in knowing a lot of these prospects, especially once you get towards the end of the draft. Even to like, I know a lot of these UDFAs. But Bobby, Jameson, Travis, I don't know him. I just know his measurables, and I know what Joe Shane said about him. He likes him. He's a nose tackle. He hold gap integrity. Keep your linebackers moving freely. That's what you want from a nose tackle. And I will say this too, for a lot of people, we got spoiled by Dexter Lawrence. Like, regular nose tackles don't do what Dexter Lawrence did. So when we get DJ Reader, and whoever else is going to be the nose tackle, don't expect anything Dexter-like at all. The best thing a nose tackle can do is stop that guard from getting to the linebacker. Gap integrity and stop that guard from getting to your linebacker, climbing to the next level. That's it. That's what they're supposed to do. And then if a running back happens to come in their vicinity, you make the play. That's what nose tackles do. Dexter Lawrence just happened to be a unicorn. So we want to have real expectations for these guys that come in the building. Please do. Not saying that you don't. I'm just saying for those, please do. Have realistic expectations when it comes to the defensive line, man. But shout out to Bobby, James, and Travis. Welcome to New York. I saw his little shot that he had. But yeah, he looks like a player. 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 327 pounds. I believe that's what he said his weight was, 327. I wanted a defensive lineman badly all through this draft, and we finally got one in the 6th round. I'm happy that we had somebody available, and I'm happy that they actually were high on him. And I do believe they said they actually had him in for a 30 visit too. So fantastic. They knew who he was. They were surprised that he was still there, and they snatched him up. Fantastic. Shout out to Bobby, James, and Travis if you're listening, because I know a lot of these if they're not out partying and celebrating getting drafted, and they want to get familiar to see what people are saying about them. If you tuned in, possibly, maybe, I don't know. Shout out to you, Bobby, Jameson, Travis. Welcome to New York. Welcome to Big Blue. All right, J.C. Davis. J.C. Davis is somebody that I'm familiar with. Somebody that I watched some game tape of, and somebody that I was high on as far as being a day 3 pick. I mocked him a few times. J.C. Davis, left tackle out of Illinois, 6'4", they had him listed at 6'4", 322 pounds. Big body, offensive lineman, just like Harbaugh likes him. Surprisingly, for his size, pretty good damn feet too. And that's another thing that's good. Again, he played left tackle and damn near left tackle only at Illinois. All 3 years as a starter, played left tackle only, but they say he has the traits to get kicked inside. I just think with the good feet, good size, long arms, strong at the point of attack. I think he had like 22 or 27 reps, so that's pretty good for offensive lineman. So he's not afraid of the weight room. A lot of potential there. I don't know what happens right away though with him. I don't know if they start off the bat with him actually getting reps and actually pushing for that left guard spot. But John Harbaugh did say that they were kicking him inside. He showed some position versatility. Now, I'm one of those people that hate when people say, "Oh, this guy can be versatile. We can play him inside and outside." I understand the value of it, but I'm hoping that they decide a position for him and let him stay there. Don't move him around a lot. If he came here, you drafted him to be a left guard or a guard, let him play guard. Let him learn that position before you start moving him around. No matter how we feel about Josh Ezeudu, I feel bad for Joshua Ezeudu for one particular reason. He never got a chance to learn the position. When we drafted Joshua Ezeudu, Andrew Thomas was coming off of getting like his knee cleaned up or his ankle cleaned up. His ankle was getting cleaned up, so he didn't practice in training camp till like later on. And Joshua Ezeudu went from left guard to left tackle to left guard to right tackle. To right guard to left tackle, all in the same summer, all in the same training camp. They was moving them around. I called it musical chairs. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And I do think that affected Joshua Ezeudu. We drafted that man in the 3rd round. He was a top 100 pick coming out of UNC. The one thing about Joshua Ezeudu, he had good feet. And there were plays at UNC. Like series where he would switch from left guard to left tackle. I hated just the idea of that, and the New York Giants kept that same thing going, and I do believe that was one of the things that held him back. He never got a chance to learn the position. I'm gonna leave it alone after that. But J.C. Davis, please give that man a position and let him learn that position before you decide to go musical chairs. All right, where am I at? I do apologize. See the comments still coming through. Let's see them coming through. Yes, you is. What you mean? Yes, you is. Yes, you is. What? Who are you talking about? Corky says it's only taken 5 years in Harbaugh and Aponte. Talk about giving Joe Shane his credit. Oh man, you guys are the worst and the best at the same time. I love it. Dealer says, yeah, Kelly has some ability. That's what we're gonna talk about right now. So Jack Kelly, again, I made jokes, calling him a Viltrumite because of his mustache. I'm gonna watch him a little bit more tonight too. Again, I'm gonna watch Bobby Jameson, Travis, Jack Kelly. I do have him on the caddy cut up, so I'll pick a game to watch these guys, right? But Jack Kelly knew more about him than Bobby Jameson, Travis. Jack Kelly is throwback. I said it earlier today. Jack Kelly is a throwback linebacker. 6'2", 240 pounds. He's not gonna blind you with speed, but he shows good enough reaction time. He can handle the position. Physical. I saw somebody call him the Cam Scatterboo of linebackers. I love it if it's true. Absolutely love it. Where does he fit? John Harbaugh called him a Mike linebacker. He called Arvell Reese more of a will linebacker, somebody that can move around a bit. But he said Jack Kelly is a Mike linebacker. You know, they're going to use him on special teams and stuff like that. I think the ultimate thing is adding competition to that linebacker room. I love the way that they address the interior linebacker room, I should say, off-ball linebacker, inside linebacker room. I like that they brought more bodies in, and I hope through the UDFA process they bring even more people in as far as linebackers go. But you bring competition to that room. I hated the fact that, you know, once Micah McFadden went down, it was Darius Muasau, and I say that respectfully as possible. But you knew how you guys felt when Muasau jumped on the field, man. You know how you felt. I mean, we could be truthful, we can be honest, we can be real, right? We family. We family. We're Giants fan. Moose being on the field scared me. Rightfully so. Because we already had Bobby O, who looked like he was on the decline, and then it was Muasal, and we couldn't stop the run to save our lives, man. So now you have Arvell Reese, you brought in Tremaine Edmonds, you have Micah McFadden, who is good against the run. And now you add Jack Kelly as well, and you still have Muasal, and depending on who we pick up. Well, you got Barnes too. I think Barnes is still here too. So you got some players, and there's more competition in that room, and that's all you can ask for. Same thing with the cornerbacks with Colton Hood. You're adding more bodies, more competition, and may the best person win the spot. And that's all you can ask for. And that's how you start to really improve. Instead of just handing people jobs like the New York Giants have done in the past, they just hand somebody the job. These guys are going to have to earn it this year, and I love that. Deal is talking about Bobby Jameson Travis has an anchor. Yeah, that's what you like to hear. You like to hear words like anchor when you talk about defensive tackles, especially nose tackles. Anchor. You got a strong anchor. Love that. Shout out to Rev. Rev with the $2 super chat says, I'd like to give a shout out to our brother TP. Is he in the chat? Shout out to TP, man. Unfortunately, he was supposed to be on the live on Wednesday before the draft. Didn't get a chance to jump on. Pause. But yeah, shout out to my man TP. Is he in the chat though? I missed it if he's in the chat. If TP in the chat, man, salute to my man TP. Everything is good though, man. I know he was gone for a while handling his business, but he did come back. Mr. Hanson says, hey, how we feeling about our new guards? Love Maui Noah, man. Love Maui Noah. And you say guards plural. So you feel like JC Davis is that guard too. I feel you. Pause. Skate said some late round beefy guys. We're gonna have to pause that too. As I take my sip of water. All right, what else we got going on? Pete Weiner says second highest run stop grade on Bobby Jam in the draft. Yeah, well, that's his nickname, Bobby Jam. That's what they call him. Now, that name is fire. Bobby Jam. Bobby Jam is fire. Jack said, was it Juan Ventura says Jack Kelly will be good also. They nailed the draft. I think they did a great job in the draft for sure. Stephen R says Andrew Thomas, JC, JMS, CC, and Jermaine Illuminor. So he's calling it right now. That's the starting five, the offensive line right there. We got our left guard and right guard. Now, JC Davis got to earn it, man. He got to earn it, but I like his potential. And he's exactly what Harbaugh wants. He wants big body offensive linemen. And then hopefully JMS holds up. You know, JMS, the one thing with JMS, he just got to get stronger. That's it. And that's one thing you can do as a player. You can always get stronger, 100%. You might not be able to make yourself faster or more athletic, but you can damn sure make yourself stronger. And I'm hoping that JMS continues to progress and even more. Again, shout out to the over 300 people in the live. Make sure you hit the like button, please. Not too proud to beg. Hit that like button. Also, show some love and support in the chat. Hirsch for real. What's going on, Hirsch? How you doing? Sean Lee, Harbaugh said swing guard. He did say swing guard. The first time I ever heard the term swing guard. I know exactly what he meant though. Swing guard, true. I think he pushed for a starting spot though. Maybe not right away, but if it's up to them, again, I don't like Runyon. I don't. And I was happy when we got him, and then I realized why the Green Bay Packer fan that I asked him about, asked Runyon about, was laughing. He was laughing. He said, "You took our worst offensive lineman. Thank you." And I'm like, "Oh man, you just playing No, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing. He absolutely wasn't playing." King Chris TV says Azudu was weak as Azudu. Yeah. Anyway, honestly, he was weak. I mean, we can say a lot about him now. I'm just saying when he was coming out of the draft, he had good feet. He had good feet. He didn't get a fair shot, man. I don't care what anybody says. I remember that summer. I remember yelling at people. I hate the musical chairs. Left guard, left tackle, right guard. They moved him around everywhere. He never got a chance to learn the position. And yeah, it is what it is. That's what life is. Life ain't fair all the time. Life ain't fair. Coach Ward says, I want my DT stopping and run, no dancing, no twerking. I just need you to eat blocks and be a kamikaze player. You don't want them twerking, huh? You throwing jabs out here, Coach. Coach throwing jabs out here. Shout out to Chris Caleb with the $2 super chat. Says, who's your favorite draft choice? It's between Reese and Maui Noah. To be honest, I like a lot of them. But one thing about Arvell Reese, for him to be so young, he is serious. Like, you know what I mean? Like intense. What I like about Arvell Reese is this, and this is just me watching him the last couple of days after he got drafted. Like, the intensity in his face is crazy for somebody to be as young as he is, right? But I like it because I think he's no nonsense and he doesn't hold any punches. We saw that already. Even at the interview, they were asking him some questions. He was like, I don't even know how to answer that. He didn't even try to fake, beat around the bush, none of that. I watched the what was it, the Hey Rookie, and he's sitting there talking to John Harbaugh at the pro day. And one thing he said to John Harbaugh, I don't know how to be anybody else. I'm gonna be me. And to me, I'm sitting here, Arvell Reese ain't playing around in practice. He ain't gonna play around in the meeting rooms. And we know some guys that played around, pause, in the meeting rooms, allegedly. We know some guys that didn't take certain things seriously from jump. And again, once you add somebody to the room that has that type of mentality, I think it's gonna bring the best out of Abdul Carter too. A certain level of intensity, because we've seen Abdul Carter be intense. Like for example, you guys watch these games, man. If you guys are watching me at almost 11 o'clock at night, depending on where you're at, then I know you guys watch the New York Giants intensely. Remember when Abdul Carter got hurt? He was on the ground, like holding his shoulder, and then the player from the other team talked trash to him, and he pretty much just shook off the injury because he was upset. And then the very next play, he made the play. So you know he has that intensity in him. You add Arvell Reese to this room. You got Tremaine Edmonds, who's already intense. You got Brian Burns, who's Brian Burns. You don't think that's going to affect the way that Abdul Carter plays even more? Like, I already think he has a battery in his back anyway. We saw him the last game of the year, pretty much addressing the team, saying that it was his bad, some of the stuff, the nonsense that was happening, and next year he's going to be better. So he already has that battery in his back. You add a couple more dogs to this defense. You add this new dog of a defensive coordinator too. I'm just saying, I might be a little too excited right now. I might get. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm gonna fall back just a bit. I'm gonna fall back a bit. But that was my favorite draft choice. Chris, is Arvell Reese. But like I said, Maui knows a close second, and Colton Hood's good too. I think every draft pick had purpose, a specific purpose, and fits a specific role on this team. Malachi Fields, big body, wide receiver, 50-50, exactly what you need for Jackson Dart. You got Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is great. You know, you picked up Calvin Austin, who a lot of people are sleeping on, and I will say that a lot of people are sleeping on Calvin Austin. He's gonna contribute, but you have Slayton, you got Mooney, and then you add Malachi Fields now, and then we don't even want to talk about the other person that shall not be named, that could possibly, be added to the wide receiver room. John Harbaugh said he has a meeting with him on Tuesday, and they're going to see what's going on with that. Everybody has his role. Francis Mauigoa is exactly what we needed for this offensive line. We need somebody that can, because I'll explain it this way. Andrew Thomas, fantastic left tackle. When you see Andrew Thomas, you don't think mean, do you? You think finesse. Just great at what he does. Andrew Thomas is a finesse left tackle. He's not like Williams, Trent Williams. Well, Trent Williams is just nasty, right? Andrew Thomas is finesse. You're not getting around him. He's going to make you look stupid, but he's not nasty, right? You look at John Runyon. I don't know what Runyon is, to be honest. I don't know if he tries to be nasty. JMS, right? We're going to go right to JMS. JMS is solid but he smiles too much. He don't got no hair on his face. Got a baby face. He seems too happy. I will say this though. I remember when, who was it? Somebody hit Jackson Dart and he came out there and he showed he was about that business. So JMS has it in him too. But when you get to Maui Noah, there's no questions. No questions when it comes to Maui Noah. Like at all. You know for a fact, if you mess around with Maui Noah, you might not make it home. You might not make it home. And then Jermaine Illuminor, I think Jermaine Illuminor, Jermaine Illuminor is a nice person. You can see Jermaine Illuminor and he smiles. You can see Jermaine. If you close your eyes right now, you can see Jermaine Illuminor smiling. He got one of the craziest smiles ever, right? Pokemon man and all that other stuff. Not Pokemon, it was Harry Potter, Jermaine Illuminor. But he also has a mean streak. So you add Maui Noah to that. I went all around the world just to say this. It adds some toughness, it adds some intensity, and that's something that the New York Giants need on that offensive line for sure. Shout out to Carlos Viz 7473 with the $9.99 super chat. Says, Dash, peace to you and everyone in the chat. I'm so fired up to see the Giants get back to a smash mouth run game. Also, I'm 40, and this is the best linebacker core of my lifetime. Not if you're 40. If you're 40, this is potentially the best linebacker, because if you're 40, you might have not been watching football in the 80s, but that 80s linebacker crew was something serious. Yeah. This might be the second best linebacker crew, though, if you're gonna be honest, because it was a defensive line with Strahan and those guys. So yeah, you know what? Second best. We'll say the second best in your lifetime. Second best in your lifetime, even though you probably don't remember some of them 80s Giants teams. I don't remember all of them either. I'm an 80s baby, but again, it is what it is. Solid UDFA pickups already. Somebody give me the list though. I need a list. All I know is Thaddeus Dixon. That's it. Somebody tell me some of these names. I told y'all at the beginning of the show, y'all letting me down, man. What's some of the other names on the UDFA list? Let me know. He said a whole pause. Yeah, whole pause. Yeah, that's a fact. Runyon is buns. JC might play center. I didn't hear that. When that's something else. That's who we picked up, running back Damon Bankston. Is that somebody we picked up? Let me know. Hirsch for real says Bo is a swing tackle still. I like Bo as a swing tackle too, man. I like him as that extra line of defense because we already know the chances of Andrew Thomas finishing the whole season, it's not likely. So having Bo in there to fit in when Thomas is out or even when Illuminor is out, that's a good person to have as a swing tackle. JC is 6'5" plus. He ain't a center. I thought he was like 6'4". Is he 6'5"? I can't trust nothing you see on these sites, man. They all over the place, man. Brooklyn says it's a new day, y'all. Now that's a fact. It's a new day, y'all. Dealer says Reese, Colton Hood for Stephen Arce. Jack Kelly is like Brian Kelly. Okay. Shout out to GT in the building. Reese is fast and violent. I heard that term for him too. The description of him just being violent. And he said he likes being violent. Hood, another one for Hood. No nonsense here to play football. Yeah, no nonsense. I'm here to play football. Yeah, that's funny. He said he doesn't take himself too seriously. But he's here to play. I mean, he's not here to play games. So yeah, I like what Colton Hood said, man. Great reaction to getting drafted too, man. He looked like he was trying to hold his composure, but as soon as Harbaugh got on the phone with him, the waterworks happened. Oh, I always like to see that, man. These guys get emotional, man, because these guys spend a lot of their lives being tough, being angry, being physical, being violent. And at one point in their lives when they get drafted, they get to show their true emotions. And for some of these guys, this might be the only time you see them cry, really, because they got to be tough so long. So, I mean, I like when people get drafted and the waterworks happen. I like to see it, man. Real emotion, and you can be honest in the moment, too. Arvell Reese was cracking me up because he said the only time I ever cries is if my mama cried, and she almost got me. Arvell Reese is something else, man. Damn Terminator, man. NASCAR too. Stacy, I already said, Stacy, we NASCAR. I understand why. I understand why we want to call them the NASCAR. We got to, at some point in time, the name will make the name will create itself. I'll say that, because these guys are their own guys, man. You're not going to get another NASCAR. You're not going to get another Big Blue Wrecking Crew. You're not going to get another NYPD. Well, NYPD, I guess, can. The name will create itself for sure. Brian Carey said, he said, laugh my ass off. Abdul was definitely playing around in those meeting rooms. He says, but dude turned it on after. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Now that's hilarious. I try to be, discreet about it, but there's no way getting around it, man. No way getting around it. Calvin Austin's my man. He burnt Phillips. Will tell you, yes, he did. I think he scored 2 touchdowns against us too. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, he scored 2 touchdowns against us. Calvin Austin, people are sleeping on him. Calvin Austin, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to go crazy. I could see Calvin Austin, he probably get 3-4 touchdowns this year. I think it happens because he can create after the catch, and he's fast as hell. He's fast as hell. If he get behind somebody, it's curtains, man. And Jackson Dart should be happy. Jackson Dart, he probably goes to bed and can't wait to wake up in the morning just so he can get to practice and throw to these guys, man, because that wide receiver room is a lot more talented than people give it credit for, man. And then you talk about adding Malachi Fields. I'm happy. I'm happy with the room. At the end of the day, I'm happy with the pick of Malachi Fields. But again, 2 things can be true. I'm mad at what we gave up, but I'm glad that we have him. Hey. He said, damn, Caleb. We ain't even worried. Guess what? Caleb Downs is the ops. He's the ops now. He's an op. I don't care. Sonny Styles, you guys know how much I wanted Sonny Styles. He's an op now. I don't like him at all. It's over. There's no love for these guys. No love for Downs. No love for Styles. No love for Lemon. Dealer, are you with me, Dealer? Because I know Lemon was your guy. That man is an eagle now. It's curtains for all these guys. It's curtains for all of them, man. You said scroll up to what? What I miss? Something from you, Steve? What'd you say? Who is the shall not be? You know who it is. Yeah. The blonde hair wire. Absolutely, that's who he is. He got a meeting with Harbaugh on Tuesday. Harbaugh said it in one of the pressers. He said, I'm going to be meeting with, Odell on Tuesday. I don't know if he meant to spill the beans or anything like that. He said that he said that they brought him in for a workout. He made the joke that said that, Odell still think he has some juice. He said that he looked good too. So, I mean, it's possible. I don't care one way or the other. I love the storyline, but yeah, whatever. He said he's going to meet with him on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens with that. Now I'll definitely will be refreshing, my timeline on Tuesday, just in case something happens like that. John Michael can't trust someone with John Michael can't trust someone with two first names. That's funny. Dealer says AP, Kawika Mitchell. I forgot about Kawika Mitchell. Reggie Torbor wasn't bad. No, that wasn't bad. It wasn't. Kawika Mitchell. Wow. I forgot about Kawika Mitchell. Greg T says, yeah, the best for a 40-year-old was LT, Carson, Banks, Reasons, and Pepper Johnson. Yeah, like I said, depending on when you were born. Like I said, I'm an 80s baby, right? I really don't remember those, like the 86 team. I was alive for that Super Bowl, but I don't remember those games. I went back and watched those games after the fact. Like when I went back and watched the Super Bowl from 1986 against the Broncos, like Carl Banks, that was probably one of Carl Banks' best games ever. That I can say. Like Carl Banks in that first half against the Broncos was all over the place. All over the place. But that was the linebacker. Carson, Banks, Reasons, LT, Pepper Johnson. Well, Pepper Johnson a little bit, but Pepper Johnson too. That's the Big Blue Wrecking Crew. That's them. Okay, Mac the Giants fan got the list for me. I appreciate you, Mac. That's what you a real one, Mac. So Ben Mann, okay, long snapper, Boston College. Thaddeus Dixon, cornerback, okay, UNC. Anquin Barnes, D tackle, okay. Colorado. Oh, okay. Dominic Zavada, kicker. Hold on. Ben Mann, long snapper, Boston College. Thaddeus Dixon, cornerback, UNC. Anquan Barnes, DT, Colorado. Dominic Zavada, kicker, Michigan. Damon Bankston, running back, okay, New Mexico. Ryan Skernecki, offensive tackle, okay. Cutston, Ben Barton. That's a hell of a name. DT, Wisconsin. Okay. All right. I ain't mad at it. I'm not. I'll tell you what. I think I'm pretty good, but Thaddeus Dixon's probably the only one I know on this list, to be honest. I'm ashamed of myself. You heard it here first. Pancake Pat talking about Pat Ricard. Mr. Handsome says, I still believe in Banks. Call me crazy, but he can still turn it around. I'm definitely okay with him being a full-time returner. Banks pisses me off, man, if I'm going to be honest. And I hope he's probably not watching. None of these guys watch sometimes. The only person that surprised me and actually quoted something that I put in the video was Jahai Ward. Shout out to Jahai Ward. That's the only boy. I'm good now. Now you guys can hear me. Okay. Thank you. Like, damn. I was yapping so long. The battery died on the set. So yeah, Banks pisses me off, man. Because you know how talented he is. Height, weight, speed, got all that. Physical when he wants to be. Does not like to track the ball though, which is something that we always say he got to get his head around. He just does not play that way. He just doesn't. I'm hoping that Denard Wilson is the guy. And what's the cornerback's coach name? The dude from Kansas City. I can't remember his name right now. The DB coach. But hopefully those guys can get something out of Deontay Banks. That's what I'm hoping for. But I don't have any expectations for Deontay Banks. I don't. And Harbaugh said it. Harbaugh said he mentioned Banks specifically. He said, Banks didn't have a good year, or he called him Tay. Tay didn't have a good year. He knows that. I just like the way Harbaugh said it as just a matter of fact. He knows that. I'm hoping that somebody can turn it around, or the switch can turn on for him. But outside of that, to your last point, the man sure can return kicks. He can return kicks. You saw the 4.3 speed when he was returning kicks out there. So at the end of the day, if it does not work out for Tay Banks as a cornerback, he could be the primary kick returner. It sucks because you took him in the first round. But what can you do? What can you do? Stacy says left tackle is the reason there are edge rushers. He redefined. Hold on, no. Sorry. LT is the reason they are edge rushers. He redefined the outside linebacker position 100%. Was nobody doing what Lawrence Taylor was doing in the league before he got there? 100%. Reese, shout out to Reese. He says most UFA just end up on the practice squad. I ain't too excited. True. And then one day out of the blue, there's a guy wearing the number 3 UDFA who nobody knows. And next thing you know, he's running for a 100-yard touchdown against the Jets in the preseason. Sometimes it just happens. Corky says another UDFA. I think Sean O'Hara was a UDFA, not for the Giants though, but when he got into the league, he was a UDFA too. So there's a couple of them. Don't knock the UDFAs, man. You might find a gem. Corky says Carl Banks needs to be in the Hall of Fame 100%. Again, for those that don't know, Carl Banks is my favorite New York Giant. Actually, the first time I ever played football, I wore the number 58 in Pop Warner because of Carl Banks. Yeah. First Giant I ever met in person too. 4th grade field trip at I was about to call it MetLife, at Giant Stadium, back when they had the New Jersey in the center of the field. That old, man. I'm letting people know my age. The Grays will do it too, though. Grays will do it. Reese should wear 58. I think Reese should wear 55. I think he can wear 55 would be fire for Reese. Yeah. I think 55 would be the number. I don't mind 58 either, because Bobby Okereke, and that's one thing. That's one thing the Giants are going to do. They're going to give somebody Dexter's number for sure. You might see Bobby, Jameis, and Travis wearing 97. They do it all the time. They get rid of somebody, they give them the number. We got Tyrone Tracy. He wore 29. Xavier McKinney's number. They don't waste no time giving these numbers away. So it probably does make sense for Arvell Reese to take 58, but does he want 58? Does he want it? I don't know. Like Darnell Mooney, I believe, got 17. Like they get these, they replace these numbers, right? I mean, this numbers at the end of the day too. He said maybe 1 out of 1,000 UFAs. Yo, listen, man, Reese, man. One thing, you find something to argue about, man. Every time you find something to argue with me about, bro. I love it though, man. Shout out to you. 1 in 1,000. Yeah. Now you ain't lying. You ain't lying, but it's worth it for that one time for sure. It's worth it. Hooks Rub, shout out to my man Hooks Rub in the building. He said, "What up, Dash and chat? I'm a fan of this draft. That BYU kid at the end was special. Saw him play live, and he's a little crazy, like a good linebacker should be, with that kind Utah voice." Okay. Well, they said that he's the linebacker version of Scatterbull. So yeah. Israel says Pepper Johnson was my guy. Pepper Johnson was huge too, man. Pause. As a linebacker, huge. Pepper Johnson ain't have no neck. No neck. And he's even bigger now than, respectfully. Hey. He says, damn Dash passed Unk status. Listen, man. Wear it proudly, too. I'm an old man. 80s baby, for sure. 80s baby. Corky says Banks made LT look good. What you mean by that, man? What you mean Banks made LT look good? What you talking about? What you mean? What you mean by that? Let me know what you mean by that. Give him 50. That's what Bourbon Cigars. Shout out to Bourbon Cigars, man. Shout out to you, man. How you been? He says, give him number 50. Maybe. Dealer says, I can't even name a favorite Giant. The first 2 players that I grew attached to were Hostetler and Dave Meggett. I was too young to realize at the time that Hostetler wasn't the starter. Yeah, that's funny. Super Bowl run, Hostetler, right there. Phil Simms on the sideline, hurt. Hostetler came through. Imagine being a Buffalo Bills fan and losing 4 Super Bowls in a row. Like the excitement of going to 4 straight Super Bowls is ridiculous. But to lose 4 straight Super Bowls, that's heartbreaking, and you still don't have one. Heartbreaking. 2 of those losses were to the NFC East. They lost to the Commanders. They lost to us. Super Bowls. Good Lord. Leonard Marshall. Yeah, he's one of my favorites too. I met Leonard Marshall in person too when I was a kid. Yep. In Summit, New Jersey. Greg T says LT is my favorite Giant. Like I said, it's Carl Banks for me, but I love LT too, man. For sure. Reese says, Dash, you think Scat gonna ever be the same? Dude almost broke his whole ankle. You saw him out there this weekend. He out there running around already. Go to the Giants social media page. Look at the videos from the practice. He out there running around already. Man got Wolverine blood, man. Out there running around already. Kalen Kalen Water says, with the $2 super chat, says Fields is a tough tackle. Hood is a great in cover one. I like the picks. I think the Giants did good work this year. Last year I was super excited about the Giants picks last year. We got Dart, we got Carter, we got Alexander, we got Scatterboo. Loved it. Got Marcus Bow. Loved what we did. I wish we would have saw more Thomas Fedoni, but we didn't. And Corey Black left us and then came back, which I didn't like that at all. But it is what it is. But this draft, Arvell Reese, Francis Maui, that's a home run already. Colton Hood, home run. Malachi Fields, if he turns out to be what Harbaugh thinks he can be, home run. And then at the end of the day, you got some quality depth with a linebacker, offensive line, and defensive line, which we've been talking about the trenches forever. He said someone drug test Corky. Boy. Dealer says, I honestly feel bad for that friend. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills are something else, man. They're something else, man. Bard Oates, shout out to Bard. It was the Cowboys twice. 92, 93. That was. I thought one of those Cowboys Super Bowls was against the Steelers. Am I tripping? It was all four to the NFC. Damn. Thank you, Mac. Thank you for that. Thank you, Wavy. Thank you. They were all to the NFC East. Damn. I know they hate to see us in another Super Bowl then. Good Lord. Everybody but the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Man, it pisses me off still that they got two Super Bowls. Pisses me off, man. That's one thing you could hold over the Philadelphia Eagles. They ain't had no Super Bowls. And they got two of them now. Let's see what else we got. His number's already 97. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's right. The Auburn kid. Yep. There you go. Yes. That's crazy. I didn't even remember that. Again, we talking early 90s at the end of the day. I wasn't even a teenager then, I was young. Back to back to the Cowboys. That's crazy. 95 was versus Steelers. Okay. All right. I knew they beat the Steelers at some point, and that was the last one they won, right? 95. That's the last time they won. Giants got better, but so did the whole division. I want to talk about that too before we get out of here. I'll talk about that too. Yeah, the rest of the division did get better. Dallas Cowboys, I hate to say it, they had a damn good draft. I got to go back and see who else the Commanders got. I know they got Sonny Styles. I forgot who they got at 71 though. But I think people said they had a good draft too. And the Philadelphia Eagles just luck in this stuff, man. Howie Roseman, I don't know how he does it, but he just luck. They just luck in the stuff. So the whole NFC East did get better. And John Harbaugh got some work cut out for him, man. It should be a competitive division, and I'm here for it. I don't want to beat up on a weak division. I want the NFC East to be strong, and I want us to beat the rest of the NFC East, and not have any excuses of those teams being bad. Just like Philly had all those not championships, but all those runs, but the rest of the division was bad. And then, Dallas had some runs and the rest of the division was bad. No, I want the whole division good, and I want to beat them up like that. Bourbon says, I used to go to LT's bar on Route 17 back of Route 17. Sheesh. I didn't even know he had a bar, to be honest. Didn't even know LT had a bar. Stanley says John Harbaugh is used to a tough division out of the AFC. No, that's a fact. He's used to being competitive divisions. Bill stands for boys. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. That's hilarious. I think I heard that too, but that's hilarious. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Yeah. Stacy says Tibbs could have been traded for picks. Does it make sense that he wasn't? Or does it make sense that he wasn't? I think that John Harbaugh was telling the truth when he said he wants him to be a part of the team. He sees him as a part of the future. Now, is past 2026, I don't know. But I got to take, Harbaugh at his word. Maybe. Because they said certain things about Dex, and then Dex ended up getting shipped away. But yeah, we could have got picks for him, but we decided to keep him. Shout out to my man In the Zone Sports in the building, Minnesota Vikings, man. We got to chop it up, man. We got to chop it up about your draft, man. So we get a chance, man. I'll reach out to you on IG, man. Stephen R says minus the Browns. What you mean minus the Browns? Papillion Noir says I can't wait to see Hood and Malachi and Cam. Now that's a fact. I can't wait to see those matchups. I can't wait to see those matchups with Malik and Hood. That should be primetime television, even though we probably won't even see that. League ain't gonna be ready to the beginning of the season. We're not gonna see that at all. We're gonna funny enough, we're gonna see Hood pretty much probably just strap up Slayton Mooney and the rest of them guys. You might see some 50-50 balls in Malachi Fields. But outside of that, I think Colton Hood gonna strap these guys up in the summer. We'll see what happens though, unless OBJ comes out there. Our name says trade Thibodeau for another player. Who you trading them for? Stanley says Giants drafting linebacker from BYU. Jack Kelly is a home run because he is a gritty, tough linebacker that never misses tackles. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I'm gonna watch him tonight. I'm gonna watch Bobby Jam too, since somebody said that's his nickname, Bobby Jam. Oh boy, Blake, we're gonna leave it alone, Blake. We gotta leave that one alone. He says Leak runs his mouth too much for my liking. His ass can get traded for a top 10 as well. We're gonna leave it alone for right now. I don't want to trade no more good players. At some point in time, he'll either mature, or to your point, something else might happen. But right now, Malik Neighbors is my wide receiver one. I'm riding with him. He already made amends with Maui Noah on Friday morning anyway. So if there's no issues within the team, no animosity for what he said, who do we to keep force judgment on somebody? Harbs did handle it well. That's a fact. Joan Joestar. What's going on? Joan Joestar. Hold on. Hi, Dash. Who was your favorite pick in this draft for us and why? I said it earlier. Somebody else asked. Arvell Reese. I just think the intensity and going from not having a chance to getting them to actually being able to land them and what he brings to that linebacker room, the intensity, the level of play. He is my favorite pick right now, and that's why. Francis Maui Noah. He's a close second though, because I like the trenches. Definitely like the trenches, and we had a black hole in right guard before we drafted Francis Maui Noah. So I like this draft a lot. Our name said Neighbors did nothing wrong. Nah, I ain't gonna say he didn't do anything wrong. He for sure did something wrong. I'm just not sweating it like other people are sweating it. But I ain't gonna say he didn't do anything. He was being truthful to how he was feeling at the moment, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at. He felt like Caleb Downs should have been the pick. Who am I to argue against him? But how he did it and how he handled it. But again, he was sitting next to Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons proves yet again he's a bad influence. And a cornball at the end of the day. Respectfully, not even respectfully. Greg T says Malik's showing too many of his ninja tendencies. He needs to be reeled in ASAP. Maybe that'll be Odell's mission statement. I'm glad you said that, and also I'm not glad that you said that, but I'm glad you said it, right? I'm glad you said it. Because when I put out the video about the only pro to Odell Beckham coming back to the New York Giants, this was exactly what I was talking about. That wide receiver room lacks leadership. And it's funny that you can say, well, we're talking about Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham ain't the same Odell Beckham. That man has been humbled. He's had some real life situations happen. He still has the hunger, but also he's been through a lot, coming back off of ACL, being one of the top wide receivers in the league, looking like he was going to be on a Hall of Fame run. Like, all that stuff is important. All that stuff is important. And I just think that these younger receivers need somebody that they can look up to, and there's nobody in that room. And in all honesty, Neighbors is not mature enough yet, in my opinion, to be that type of leader that the wide receiver room needs. And I say that respectfully too, because like, his play on the field is one thing, his leadership is another. And not saying that he can't get there, he's just not there yet. And we already know how wide receivers tricky anyway. They already got the reputation of being divas. They already got reputation of being selfish. And we also saw, it was a bad look, man. I'm trying to beat around the bush a little bit, and I hate doing that. But it was a bad look. It was a couple things that were bad look. When they mentioned that Jordan Tyson might be the pick, all he was worried about was somebody coming in making more money than him. Another wide receiver coming in making more money. The man needs some media training. Let's be honest. He does need some media training. He does need to learn. I'm not going to say learn when to shut up. I see some people saying that in chat. But he does need to learn how to reserve some of the comments that everything that comes to your mind, don't say it. Parsons is poison for sure. Yes, Parsons is Parsons though. Parsons is Parsons. Parsons is Parsons. The wide receivers are like the middle child. That's hilarious. That's funny because it feels true. It feels true. Blake says 100% agreed on no leadership. No, that's a fact. And we hope that the coaching, like, it's just so much that the coaching staff can do. It's just so much coaching can do. You have to depend on these players to reel people in as well. That's why I say, when you look at this team and how young this team is, be thankful that you got a Brian Burns in the building. I don't know what type of leader Tremaine Edmonds is, but as far as I know, he was a leader in Buffalo and a leader in Chicago. Be thankful that you got somebody like that in the building. Now, outside of that, when it comes to the defensive side, who's the leader in the cornerback room? Who's the leader in the safety room? You would hope that it would be Holland, but we don't know for sure. Maybe Pinnock, but Pinnock's not even starting. We do need more leaders on this team as far as players go. Offensive side, Andrew Thomas possibly, but he's not that vocal. Jackson Dart most likely, but he's still, trying to mature himself. We lack some leadership on this team when it comes to these players, and hopefully, we can either somebody grows into that, or we sign somebody that can be that. But we are lacking some leadership. But that's why we got Harbaugh. Cowboys got Dart's teammate at USC tight end Michael. Okay, all right. Skate Habit says, yeah, Neil looked good in those workouts. Neil always looked good in workouts, but when he gets on the field, it's something totally different. I'm not falling for nothing that Evan Neal puts out. I need to see him in training camp. I need to see him in the preseason. I'm not believing nothing that I see. Where'd Xavier Harris go? Xavier Harris, Ole Miss could have been great UDFA. They're not going to touch him because of off the field issues that he's having. Got domestic violence on his record. You know what I mean? So, you can't be out here hitting people. You know what I mean? No pun intended, because it's football, but you know what I mean. Domestically, you can't be doing that. Look down upon for sure. 12 wins. Let's go. All right, make sure you get your comments in, because we about to close this thing down. Hit the 2-hour mark again. I appreciate everybody for joining the live. 340 people in the building. Make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate the love and support. For those that are here for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are a New York Giants fan and you bleed blue, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because you won't be disappointed. Stanley says, yo, Dash, the Giants defense is going to be sick with Edmonds, Reese, McFadden, and Kelly. I agree. This defense can be good. One thing I've learned in the last couple of years, is not to get ahead of myself, not to jump out the window. I've landed on my face a few times thinking that this team was going to be something and end up not being that. John Harbaugh gives me hope. Again, the pieces that are being brought to the team, that gives me hope. Us being so bad and getting some guys in the building, just the coaching staff alone, all the years of experience, that gives me hope. But at the end of the day, these guys have got to do it on the field. So I will not jump out the window too soon. Not this time. Now, we start the season 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. You might as well put a parachute on me. I'm jumping out the window for sure. For sure. Coach Ward said there should be some good battles in camp. Now, that's a fact. It should be. Especially on that offensive line. Just don't give. Just don't settle. With some of these offensive linemen. Obviously, well, it's only one position I'm talking about, and that's the left guard spot. I think it should be an open competition at left guard. Maui Noah is getting that right guard spot, no doubt in my mind. It should be some competition there too, but I don't think there's anybody on the squad that's going to beat out Maui Noah. Not happening. But that left guard spot, make that open competition too, because again, I'm not satisfied with Runyon at all. But I hope he does best. I mean, I hope he does good, because at the end of the day, the better he is, the better the team is. All right. Blizzer, sorry. He says, Neighbor, Slayton, Austin, Mooney, Likely, Theo, Hodgins, Fields, Collins. This receiving core is above average. True. Hold on a second. Sometimes my wife texts me during the live, and I think she's telling me something that I missed or something like that. I told you my wife is a football fanatic too. She's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan though. I say though. She just texted me, OMG, these highlights of Jennings Dunker, and then and then the eyes emoji. She over here watching football too, man. Shout out to Mrs. Dash, man, watching football her damn self. And not just watching running backs, wide receivers. She's out here watching plays of Jennings Dunker, Iowa right tackle, who most likely is going to be a guard for the Steelers. So football runs through the family. I think that's a good part. Dr. Jackson says, thank you for not cursing. I try not to curse, man, as much as possible. I try to keep it clean as possible, because you never know who's watching. And also, I got kids too, man. I got young kids. I want them to be able to watch my show as well. It is what it is, though. Now, I appreciate you for noticing that. But we're going to close this thing down, man. JJ the King says, get Slayton out of that list. Then it's elite. Make sure I hit all the super chats. I think I hit all the super chats. No, I didn't. My fault. Papa Joe, Grandpa Joe, Joseph Wilcox in the building, $5 super chat. Did I miss it? I did miss it. My fault. Papa Joe, he says, good draft, Dash. We're going to have 11 wins, even though we have a tough schedule. Shout out to Papa Joe in the building. How's the family doing? I always got to ask you about your family, ask you about your grandkids, and hopefully everybody's doing well out there in the Wilcox home. And salute to you, man. Salute to you. Them grandkids running you crazy? Or they let you sleep, man? Let me know. I didn't get a chance to talk. I know you was here last week, too. But I didn't get a chance to ask you, about the grandkids and all that stuff. So hopefully everybody's good, everybody's healthy, and they letting you sleep, letting you get the sleep that you deserve. Papa Joe, Grandpa Joe in the building. Coach Ward says, NFL don't play with domestic violence. Now, that's a fact. They don't play. Xavier Harris, too, 6'8", 340 pounds, Ole Miss. Somebody might give him a chance, man. You said, Dash, check out Damon Bankston. I'll try to add that on my list, man. I'm gonna go verify all these signings. Hopefully, we get some more people in the building too. And yeah, you think he'll be Nico Collins? You talking about who? Malachi Fields? He said Malachi Plaxico or Ramsey's. Oh boy, that's crazy, Papilia. That's crazy. He said he's either Plaxico or he's Ramsey's Barden. That's wild. Do you think hopefully he's closer to what Dealer said. Hopefully he's closer to Nico Collins or better. Corky says, thank you, Dash. As always, a great show. Now, I appreciate the love and support, man. I appreciate you guys for chilling out and hanging with me, man. I love to talk New York Giants football. You guys know that. I enjoy the chat. I enjoy how interactive you guys are in the chat. You guys actually feed the show, man. You keep the show going. I couldn't talk for 2 hours if you guys weren't engaged as well. So I appreciate you guys as always. But we're gonna close this thing down, man. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of their weekend. If you work tomorrow, I'm sorry. If you're going to church tomorrow, enjoy it. Get your praise and start the week and stuff like that. So, but with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation. Let's go.